Okay, would you stand up to a person or a group if they were being treated others or differently or by using violence against others because of their color? My main whole point is about John F. Kennedy supporting African American civil rights. John F. Kennedy helped with many other things like the Vietnam War, the Peace Corps, the nuclear war treaties, and the Cuban missiles, and the Cold War in Berlin. But the most memorable thing that he has helped with was African civil rights movement. John F. Kennedy became president in 1961 after African Americans throughout much of the South were denied the right to vote, barred from public faculties, and subjected and violence. In the North, black Americans also faced discrimination in housing, employment, education, and other areas. The civil rights movement had made important progress, and the change was on the way. It's a great thing for John F. Kennedy for trying to make change in his country, and other presidents didn't stand up stand up except for Abraham Lincoln. President Kennedy responded to the threats and violence and obstruction toward African Americans that racial segregation in schools was unconstitutional. Southern political leaders claimed the desegregation decision violated the rights of the states to manage the education system. In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled Brown v. Board of Education racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. Southern political leaders claimed the desegregation decision violated the rights of states to manage their systems of public education. They responded with defiance and legal challenges. As a result, by the end of the 1950s, less than 10% of black children in the South were attending segregation schools. Kennedy was reluctant to lose Southern supporters for legislations on many fronts by pushing too hard on civil rights legislations. Kennedy's goal is for African American right bill was to pass. The comprehensive civil rights bill was cleared several hurdles in Congress and won the endorsement of House and Senate Republican leaders. It was not passed, however, before November 22nd, 1963, President Kennedy was assassinated. The bill was left in hands of Lyndon B. Johnson. Before becoming vice president as a Congress and senator from Texas, he used connections with Southern white Congress leaders and assistance from Robert Kennedy. The Civil Rights Act was passed to honor President Kennedy.
Done?